one I bet you be the jabata. Me, I know get time, I did that bada. That cover my face, calling me that bada. Biggie man, we do the way I bada. What's it go? You are go. All depend. The cash, ride the whip. I know feet, die for nothing. What's it go? You are go. All depend. The cash, ride the whip.
Hello, 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 hello. How is everybody doing? Let me know how I sound and if you can hear me. First time teetering over into a little bit of reality TV. Y'all know I usually don't go over there. If I do go over there, I go over there in private. I watch it on my own time and we don't talk about it on this channel. But for whatever reason, I felt like we needed to have a conversation about the Ultimatum South Africa because girl, somebody had me messed up, and we're going to get into them. Let me say what's up to a couple of people in the chat, and I'm going to bring my guest out, and we are going to get into it because there's a whole lot to unpack with all 6 couples. TG is in the house. All right, this topic is going to be interesting. Hello, Tyler. Represent everybody here. Everybody who was here. Everybody who was here for Ashley's birthday bash get together is here. Candy Love is in the house. You guys go check out and support her channel. Thank you for being here. I see my girl Sweet November all the way here at the bottom. Hello, Sweet November. Thank you so much for being here. Let me get this comment you have here above. Hey, friend, happy Saturday. Let's talk bad attitudes and harsh wig lines. Because, girl. Oh, okay, I'm wait. But coming to the stage first, you know her, you love her. Always over there reading them books because she got them. They're stacked. Welcome, Kay Bly. Hello, Kay.
Hey. Look, one thing people might not know about me, I like ratchet TV too. I'm a Real Housewives, Love and Marriage, Huntsville, Love and Hip Hop, all of that. Look.
Katie, like, I haven't been there since Nene was saying, oh, the ghetto, like the white refrigerator type. Oh, yeah. Like, I was back there with, Stevie going back to the strip club. I ain't watched no reality TV since those days. So this was,
I still watch Ratchet. And the nerd crew, they look at me sideways because they're like, how you watch Game of Thrones and still watch Real Housewives? Look, I can do both.
I can't believe those things are still everything just which we're going to get into with this show. Everything just seems so forced and a little produced now. We always knew reality TV was, you take it with a grain of salt. But now it's just like it's so contrived to me. And I feel like the Ultimatum had a little bit of that on it, had a little bit of that contrived stank on it. But before we dive into that, y'all know we're not here alone. It can never just be us. We got a whole nother partner in crime. Happy birthday to her. She's sweet. She's amazing. She's 1 year older. Coming to the stage, Ashley from My Sweet Perspective. Hello, Ashley.
Hey, friend. And for this, I blame you, Tyra, because Tyra hit me up on the Instagram and was like, girl, are you watching this? I said, what? She said, the Ultimatum South Africa. I said, it's on my spreadsheet, Tyra, but I haven't. She said, we need to talk about this. This deserves a discussion. And she never fails me. She's always right on time. And she spoke the truth because I haven't seen anything like it. And I'm a reality TV aficionado, okay?
Me neither. I only watched this because I am a connoisseur of Love is Blind, and this is like Love is Blind adjacent. It's one of his sons. So I was like, I can check this out, and it's a cool show. It's never like been my favorite, but if it comes up, but I was just really intrigued because it said South Africa. I was like, we don't go there too often. Let me see what's going on. I thought it was going to be all majestic, and I thought it was going to be. I was holding South Africa to this thick standard, child. I just thought it was going to be something that it wasn't. I was like, oh, this is the most ratchet ultimatum that we have gotten thus far. Before we get into these slides, Kay, what shocked you the most about this show? One thing that shocked you the most, and you was like, no, they didn't.
Well, see, I didn't, because they was in South Africa, I didn't think they was gonna be ratchet like the Americans. So I was like, they ain't gonna be like America. This might not be that good. They exceeded my ratchet expectations.
Mm. Ashley, what about you? What shocked you the most about us venturing over into South Africa?
Okay, I'll give them this, right, and I will say this because I'm here for representation. But the thing that shocked me most, I think, was the rawness and sincerity. People were not putting on airs about who they were. Uh, you got what you paid for. Like it was straight up. It wasn't like, oh, I'm going to pretend to be nice and put on a facade. It's like, no, I'm going to be a tyrant all 9
Hmm.
episodes. I'm going to show you in the confessionals to people's faces and behind their backs. Yeah, that was probably you don't see this in reality TV. You don't. You see a
Absolutely.
facade and then you see the nastiness, but full throttle 100% of the time. Yeah, that was the shocker.
I was here for the beauty of South Africa. I was here for all the color. I was here for the green, green grass, and I was here for everybody's box braids. I was here for all of that. It was gorgeous, but a lot of the show wasn't so gorgeous. A lot of the show wasn't so gorgeous, but before we dive into the mess, of course, we are introduced to our couples and just some overall thoughts I had on the show. Just a couple of questions. Y'all know I have questions. Is everyone here, was everyone there for the right reasons? Why are couples with zero chemistry ending up in trial marriages? In the end, did any of the couples even consider the alternative partners? And does production vet any couples beforehand? Okay, I need answers. I need answers. Whoever wants to go first or elaborate on any of this, because I was very, very concerned after we got into really low key getting to know who these people are, or their backgrounds. It's like you clearly just letting people on here, not vetting a single damn person. They can't be. They can't be. Okay. Anything? Oh well, no. Ashley, you go ahead. You speaking first. Go ahead.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I was just going to jump in. Is everyone there for the right reasons? Absolutely not, right? So
Okay.
that was not expected. And to echo your sentiment, beautiful. And I am glad that we finally got a reality show that is now known internationally, and people really got to see the beauty of South Africa, right? I hope it changed people's minds and stigmas about Africa. I loved that. But absolutely not. They were not there for the right reasons. We meet Lindile. Okay. Who's
The
a
actor.
model, aspiring actor, as well as Isaac. It wasn't known that well either, but Isaac is a Nigerian actor,
Actor.
actually,
We
who
have Ruth. I'm an actress, and I was like, why?
um, so yeah, no. And Aiden and Courtney, they were there for optics. I guess somebody said a diversity hire. I heard a number of different things as it relates to
Oh, I
yeah.
just saw so many people that I thought would have, it was kind of like an elimination type of thing. Well, I couldn't get this person. Oh, you already chose my person. I'm just going to end up with this person. Every single person I thought shared a moment or had an ounce of chemistry in their little dating or whatever. By the time we got to them making choices, it was just like, we had a moment. I was like, well, when did y'all have a moment? when did y'all have a moment? I wasn't privy to that moment. But just that. Kay, do you have anything on this in the lacking? Because I know at least with I think it was Aiden and Tabby, they had a moment, and I was like, okay, I can see him with Tabby. I would think that would be a thing. I feel like they have a little chemistry there, and I think it was Isaac and Jesus, what is her name? Lebo. Isaac. I thought maybe they were gonna. It was just like no, and then you had, was it Lindy? He kept pushing up on Ruth, and it's just like, since that didn't happen, I'm just going to take what I can get since somebody already took Ruth. It just was looking real trashy. What about you, Kay? Anything else on these questions here? Because I just had to ask y'all.
I think production knew this was gonna be a mess, so they just said, just let it be a mess. They knew this was messy ahead of time. They already knew that. They were just waiting on us to see.
I mean, what normally it would be, it just seemed like a couple of our couples here who ended up together. We would have had a different outcome if it was, if she was on the other foot and somebody didn't pick the person that they wanted already. I don't know. That's just what we
Tyra, can we dig into that a little bit? Can we dig into that?
Sure.
I feel like especially in Isaac's choice, right? Because Labo and it was so messy, so rude how they did these choices, these picks, right after the mixers. And Labo's like, I like Isaac, and Isaac's like,
Uh,
I'm gonna go with Kanye, right? And so in the discussion, especially on the TikTok, honey, the girls in South Africa are saying this is common, right? They felt colorism vibes
yes.
from Isaac. They felt like Kanye was just the more traditional, aesthetically pleasing woman that they'd want on their arms, while Labo was, I guess, more traditional, right?
Traditional.
And we even saw him backtrack. And I thought that was
Mhm.
really, really
Oh,
gross. And you're right. If we had seen these couples matched with who they really liked, right, and not being
totally
picked over
different.
completely.
It's not. It's very shallow because we have the lights of what was Kanya. How do you say her name?
Kanye.
Kanya, and it's just well, you were the least boring, so I guess I'll take you. You didn't bore me to death, so I was like, what's going on here? But yeah, it was very much so. Maybe he felt like Kanye was a bit more desirable than Lebo, so he regretted that choice. We gonna get into it because
He certainly did.
you won't get into that. But yeah, we were dipping our toe into desirability politics. But getting here and starting with our first couple, I just want to go through the couples really quick just to get into what you guys thought about them first off when you saw them. This was just giving too soon for marriage, too soon for children. She has no desire to do any of that right now. And they lost me at 6 months. I'm sorry. I understand that, some people know what they want when they want it. And some people don't take as long to want to get married. But it's like we were neighbors and friends and confidants, and 6 months and I'm ready to get married. I think she said he proposed at 2 or 3 months. I was like, I didn't really just know how to feel about their dynamic because I just thought it was too early for either one of them to be talking about marriage. What about you, Kay?
Why are you issuing an ultimatum after 6 months? That makes no sense. The ultimatum is for people that have been together for a ridiculously amount of time, and they like, well, you got to. Are we here or are we there? We need to, which side of the road we going on. Y'all don't even know each other enough. You don't even know,
right? Ashley?
Yeah, and I was like, well, is it cultural? Like, is that a thing? But Caesar Kile said, listen, no, I don't think I ever want marriage, if I can be honest with you, Lindile.
Yeah.
And he's pressing the point again, which kind of took away from the sincerity of the moment, because really, well, first of all, why would anyone be on the ultimatum? It's if you got to make somebody marry you, it's probably not a good idea to marry them. But then outside of that, it seemed like they had, I will say this, it seems like they did have, maybe they were hot and heavy. There's definitely an attraction between the two of them. But in terms of, do I buy they're going to be together forever after this? Is that even what he wanted? No. Lindile, fine. He knows it. He's trying to get a bag is what I felt.
It felt like I told you I'm gonna add this to my audition reel of when I go out I was featured on the Ultimatum South Africa. Go and check me out there. It was just giving maybe this was a walking advertisement for him. Other than that, not to say that there wasn't a little sincerity and because it was a lot of people that wasn't sincere about a damn thing here as far as their partner, but it just made me feel like, if I could give the little ultimatum cute, but yeah, I can also get myself out there as an actor because 6 months is no time at all. Preposterous. But leaving their dynamic and getting here, I was trying. I was trying, and I really like. And what does it say, Lino? It's supposed to say Libo. I was really trying. She gives really kind of maybe a little bit more quiet and submissive in her demeanor. That really, really traditional. And he just seemed like a cheater. I'm sorry.
It is.
He seemed like a cheater with a wandering eye and just kind of keeping, somebody who is more in the traditional role. So she's more, family oriented and, in the home, being the wife, the cooking and those matriarch type of roles and things. And it's just like, I just felt like he found somebody that he can maybe trick a little bit. Not to say that she's naive, but I'm like, he just was giving me icky vibes. And I was like, he cheating on you, girl.
And she didn't understand the assignment of the show. Like, You agreed to let him go be with somebody else. So
Yes.
why are you mad? You
Right.
agreed to it.
Ah,
You brought him there.
I think everybody's like, well, because they make it clear that it's just, oh, these are, first week, second week. It's like, well, we're not popping off to jump nobody's bones after a week, are we? Clearly, some of us are. Some of us are, and everybody has their own agenda, but that is an option, which makes the show weird to me. Like, that's always a thing that could happen. Your partner could sleep with, this is my trial husband. They might sleep together. They're sleeping in the same bed, amongst other things, spending all these times together. It's dating, it's romantic. So I honestly didn't understand anybody here just being pissed off and shocked, like, you had sex with your trial husband? Hell yeah, I gotta, see what the good's hitting for. Ashley, what about you?
Yeah, you play wild games, you win wild prizes, but no lie, he's a cheater. He is a despicable cheater and a liar. From the moment in the mixer when Labo was right there and he's like, sweetie baby honey child to every woman that walked in his vicinity, he's not new to this. He is absolutely true to this. And I knew Labo was on some sort of different time when she and her bestie were making midnight marches in the courtyard with binoculars, spying on the people.
Oh, we
And
gonna get to
also
that.
when her bestie let her know, sis, you're her trial husband, sis, I don't think he's for you. And she says, I need evidence, hard facts. I said, oh,
No, you don't. No, you
yeah,
don't.
sure.
I wanted better for her. I was like, you deserve better. I really wanted that trial marriage with her and Isaac because I felt like they were on each other's same time. And when we didn't get that because he opted for Kanye, I was like, oh gosh, not us opting for what we think looks good. We looking for a wife, remember? And Lego was gorgeous. Like the hell, I didn't get it. These two here.
This man, how you on a TV show and you ain't even got no job?
You ain't got no job, man.
It was financial reasons and lacking interest in getting married. They have been together for 7 years. What I loved about Courtney, I loved her modesty. I'll say that. We don't often see, reserved, more so modest women. She was always covered. I appreciated that. I was bored to hell. I was bored to hell. And whatever this was, they could have did this somewhere else and stop. They didn't have to waste our time. Like
he could have used that time to go find a real job.
Both of them were very set in this is who I want to be with, but you're taking too long to marry me, or you don't have a job. But they didn't even give the experiment a minute to experiment. They were just there taking up space and breathing. I was like, ugh.
Especially no interest in their partners.
With them being the only white couple there, I was like, oh, we finna get into some interracial teas and whole different dynamics that we can't get with other couples. Like this is going to be really interesting. And it was the driest part of the show. It was really giving boredom. Kay, how did you feel about Courtney and Aiden?
They got matched up with people they didn't even like. Like the trial marriage wasn't worth a damn because y'all didn't really like the partner. Y'all was literally like y'all was just kicking it with a roommate while your other partner go out and have fun. Like what it made no sense. And why did she think he was gonna buy her? What money did he have to buy that ring? I'm so confused.
He was just chilling. He was trying to be kept. Actually, do you feel like because with him when they first got there, he was very like, oh, like on the prowl, like okay, I'm looking at these women. It kind of felt like he was interested, but it seemed like maybe he didn't get the person he wanted. And we're going to get into his, trial marriage with Labo. But I was thinking, do you think that maybe if he had gotten another, female cast member that he was maybe more attracted to, that he would have been a little bit more open to the experiment?
Here's the thing, right? I have tons of questions, Tyra, right? Because we know we are only a few decades outside of apartheid in South Africa, right? And so we know that sometimes, well, every time because even in America those wounds run deep still. So I said, is this really like a thing? Would they have really been open to the experience? Would their families have embraced if they really would have chosen a partner? So I think what Aiden and Courtney did is they came in there with a game plan, right? I think they had firm boundaries that they were never going to cross no matter who they got. Even if she let Genesis touch her pinky toe, or even if he had gotten Tabby, I don't think it would have amounted to anything. I just don't. I think what the people said, I think they were a plant. I think it was a diversity hire. I think it was for optics. I don't think they would have ever given in fully to the process.
But diversity hire or not, they dragged the show.
They did.
It was lacking so heavily, and if we were going to do that, like, I really expected more from their dynamic, and I thought it was going to be something so interesting and maybe a highlight, and it was just like, no, we're just here sucking up air and taking up space.
He was a good bestie. He was a truth teller. He was a ride or die friend.
I didn't like that. I felt like if he would have maybe gotten Tabby, or I didn't like how, even though Lebo had her own individual reasons, it was like instant besties, friend zones, secret super spies. I was like, hell no, we didn't come here for that. We didn't come here for that at all. At all. I felt like he would have been a little bit more open, but as soon as we got Lebo, we was instantly besties. Get the hell out of here. I
have a question though, Tyra, though, for you and Kay. What do you think? Do you think that they signed up for this thinking there'd be more diversity? Or do you think they went into it knowing that they would be the only white couple?
I would think they would be privy to that information, right? I would think so. No?
I don't think they would know the other casting yet. Production, depending on, they made their decisions and brought everyone together. It might have been too late in the process, right? You probably applied and then got there and was like, oh, it's only black folks.
I mean, but even if that is the case, you have to be open to the idea that even if it was, an additional white couple there, you may still end up finding interest in a black person. Like, it could have been that either way. Like, maybe that would have still been, then I would have been like, oh, y'all only brought them so they can have somebody to swap with. I would have felt something about that too. If they just would have naturally ended up in parallel with another white couple, I would have felt some way about that too. But I just wish they would have tried. Ruth and Isaac, 2 years together. Am I a secret? What are we? Now, it's a fine line between African traditions and, if I'm bringing somebody home, that means it's potential marriage. But I can't call your phone. I have to only text you at this hour. I don't know where you live, who you live with. Can't come over, and I can't meet any family. What is this, Kay?
Isaac pissed me off the most in the show next to Nola, because he's all, and my woman she got to cook, and she got to clean, and she got to go get the groceries, and she got to do this, and she got to do that, and all the stuff you want her to do. Kanye was sitting there like, huh? Like, I'm the prize. I'm not doing all that.
Who?
Exactly. But she got to be all this and that, but yet you picked her because you wanted the so-called Instagram model type.
Desirable. They were so hyped. Child, when he introduced her to them cousins, like, oh, she's so, like, I was like, is it dry county? And because, no slice towards Kanye. Child, I was looking at Ruth. I thought Ruth was gorgeous. I thought she looked like Patra. Y'all know I love me some Jamaican dance hall. I was waiting on Ruth to say, come test me now. But I was like, this is not that place. It's not that continent. But still, I was just here for all of that. But Ashley, what are we if I can't even, come to your house or call your phone in 2 years?
Nothing. She was absolutely nothing to him. And she knew what it was. And I think that Ruth was strategic. Do you hear me? I feel as though Ruth said, you know what, Isaac? Come on this show with me if you want to. I'm finna air you out. Okay. I'm going to bring shame up on your family. Do you hear me? I'm gonna talk about you real bad. I stand Ruth to this day, and she was killing the girl, like, in the apartment. But yeah, I mean, she probably didn't even know where that man lived. I mean, it was. This is that diabolical, nasty work.
That is crazy, though. I'm not even entertaining you. I can't text. I can't call. That is crazy. That whole little crush he was using for his family. And no, you're lying. If you want to be a hoe, just say that. Ruth Tent's hometown. Don't get mad because I like Pound Town. She's the real one. Absolutely love her some Pound Town. TG, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. An interracial story can't be boring. It was. it was here because we didn't get what we wanted here. They were literally strangers on a bus. Thank you, TG, for that
Just being
$2.
roommates the whole
Hello,
time.
Tony T. hello. Go ahead, Ashley.
What was so infuriating to me though is like he really acted like he got a prize when he got Kanye. Like, oh, he was so
He's
celebrating.
what? And you had Ruth right here just vying for your attention and wanting to be loved and valued. Well, I don't bring anyone home until I know for sure. So what are we doing?
You want to bring that Instagram baddie home. Aiden was comforting to Lebo and SZA though that I wanted a little bit more than friendship. We got enough of those on the show. We had enough of those on the show, but yeah, I just didn't understand why they were there and she was giving somebody an ultimatum when I can't even call your damn phone. Like this is ridiculous to me. Okay, Tabby in Genesis, he's trying to kind of lean into a financial situation, and she's just like, that ain't even it. We've been together almost 10 years, been together since we were, young. You're comfortable, and you're not trying to slide with me. Actually, I'm gonna come to you first, because I went back to rewatch it after you said what you said, and now I can't unsee it, because I keep looking at everything Genesis does. We are not gonna look at this man in his softer demeanor and just assume he's a flick of the wrist. Okay, we don't know that.
No, we don't.
We don't know. Apparently, Ashley said, rumors on the streets are saying that Genesis is a gay man, bisexual man, don't know, sexually fluid. Who knows? But Ashley, where did you acquire that information? Who said that?
Girl, the South African girlies, they said that he didn't want Tabby no way. He don't want no woman that way. Is what the people said. Again, that's all alleged. I don't know that to be true. I just felt like he was a wet blanket, honestly. I was bored with Genesis. I was bored. Maybe if Courtney, like I said, had let him touch her kneecap or something, maybe we would have seen.
I thought he was trying. He was.
She wasn't having it.
I really thought he was going to end up with is it how do you say it? SZA Kaylee? How you say it, Ashley? I thought maybe he was going to end up with her. I thought they were maybe having a little vibe and it was a little chemistry there and maybe it could have been a little different. And he had, some chemistry with Courtney right off the bat, but it just seems like once they were actually alone and this was a real thing, she like put a line in the sand like, yeah, this is as far as you're going to be able to go with me until I say so.
Yeah, Genesis for me is a wet blanket. They've been together 10 years. He needed to come up with money for the lobola, which is like her bride price or dowry, right? And she's like, you want everything and anything else you want. If you really wanted to marry me, you'd get that. And I'm with my good sis. If he wanted to, he would. And I think this experience showed him maybe Tabby is the woman for him because the other ones weren't giving him any play.
Kay, did you get any gay vibes, bearded vibes off of Genesis at all? Or did you think he was a little soft in his demeanor? And if maybe Courtney would have opened up a little bit more, we could have seen, him take her to Pound Town. We don't know. He could have been about that life. No?
I couldn't tell who he had chemistry. He was just, like she said, he was just dry. And yet, here we are again with somebody. Why are you trying? Why are we worried about marrying people and they don't have no money? Where are your priorities?
Well, nobody has priorities on the show, Kay. There's not a whole man here who don't have a job. Ain't nobody worried about that. He's trying to get married.
Like he don't have what it takes to get you to that place. If he ain't got it, he ain't got it. Okay. And his personality was just dry. It's always like he just had this, like, I don't know, just it's like he was there, but he wasn't. It always looked checked out to me. I don't know.
He was, but I thought it was because he was waiting for like checking Courtney's temperature. Like, so, not today. Like, put the flowers on the counter. I'm not interested. It was. I thought that they would eventually progress a little bit more because a lot of these shows, some people, it doesn't happen for them right off the bat. They get some distance from their partner and they freak out a little bit. So I thought maybe she would adjust with time. It was just like, no, I'm just proving something to myself just so my jobless ex can put a ring on it. Okay, girl. that was terrible. Genesis, I tried for you, my man. I'm sorry. It's not the panel for you, bro.
Sorry, but I mean, he may not. He may, he may like women. He may.
Oh gosh. These two, going back to watch it, I just thought they were together a little bit longer than a year with how much he was in a sunken place. But no, it was just a year. Marry
Right.
me because I'm marriage material. I'm gonna ask you first, Ashley, because I was trying to save it for when we got to their spat. Is she lying hands on this man?
Yes,
Because okay,
regularly.
make sure I'm not tripping.
Yep.
Because
She's from the Slappa tribe. Yes.
it was reminding me a little bit of Louis, a little bit, you know. he was giving me Louis a little bit. He is so accustomed to her being like, they only been together a year. That's crazy to me. Like, how are you this far in a sunken place and this attached to her? Anybody who is with this type of woman, it takes a certain type of man. So I felt like the man that we met and him just being really, he knows what to say. He's a flirt. He's approachable. All the women are attractive, and it's just ooh ooh ooh. I was like, is this fake? Who are you putting on for? Because you can't be this and be with her. You just can't. Ashley, what did you think about their dynamic when you first met Kenya? And I'm gonna let you handle his name because
Yeah.
I'm just
Nkateko, yes. But when I met Kanya, I said she's a walking, and as you watch her through these 9 episodes, she is a walking contradiction, right? Because she feels as though she is a woman that is worth a certain type of man. She feels like she's worth a high value man, is what the podcasters would say, right? Yet she says that Nkateko is not a high value man. She talked about his cheap shoes. She talked about his bad breath. She talked about all of the
He
things.
talked about
Okay?
his teeth.
Yeah.
everything.
Yep. Yet she says, but I still want him. I'm still worthy of marriage and he should still marry me. Then you have Nkateko, right, on the other side, who says that, I'm open for this experience. I'm peace. I'm love. I'm zen, all these things. But as we watch the story develop, it made me feel like Nkateko does the most. And we'll
Yeah.
get to it, right? We'll talk about these specific events that took place. But no, he is not the representative that he showed on this show. Absolutely
Not
not.
at all.
Him. Yeah.
Kay, what about you? Yeah. Kay, what about you? Do you think that he showed us who he really was? And what did you think about her when you met her? Because I felt stank on her. Like, don't tell me nothing and your wig is lifting. Get out of my face.
She's a bully, is
Ugh.
what she is. She's a bully. And she's and I don't know if she thinks it's cool to be mean, or does she not know that she's as mean as she is? But she is very much giving mean girl vibes. And I'm like,
She's gross.
and I think that he also tries to hide behind this Mr. Nonchalant phase to act like nothing bothers him and it's fine and it ain't what it is. Sir, you a little bit scared of her, just a little bit.
Not even that. I felt like he was one of those men, like, he likes this. He likes the back and forth and, that transference of energy. Those toxic couples are like, oh, I don't think he loves me enough if he's not, if we're not fighting all the time. Like, I think he likes this.
And that's why he want people to think he's that cool, calm, neutral person. Because see, when people think that you're calm and neutral, they don't see you get out of character. So therefore, he has to match up with somebody who is that type of person.
When he dropped Caesar over there, I said, oh, he likes this.
That pissed me off. She said, I am the table from Walmart. She gave low budget latte colored mean girl.
Yeah.
It was a lot of, I'm sorry, a lot of things. I don't know, man. I think she felt like she's a little bit more on the wealthy opulence side than she is. It was very much cheap. Was it not?
Well,
I just
the lace was.
It could have been because didn't she say she don't work?
She's an entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur. Okay, what does that mean? Interior design. I do interior design and other things. I'm an entrepreneur. Like, girl, just say you don't do nothing and let's move on.
Isaac said she was at the apartment all the time. That she ain't go nowhere.
And didn't do the dishes. That's what he
That's
said.
what he said.
Oh, Bree's in the house. Hello, Bree. Thank you so much for being here. Have you seen this show? Sweet November said the Wicked Witch with the Wicked Wig line of South Africa.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
Which one
Did
too?
anybody know what Ninkanto? Well, what did he do to subsidize her lifestyle? Because she clearly needs a man with the cute coin. Did he even meet those standards for her?
That's probably why she was there. That she might want
It
to
had to
marry him
be
so bad.
something.
He had to be.
She didn't seem to like anything else.
Well,
First
she said
of all,
warmed up to you though, Tyra, that she would be, a loving person. She said that early.
please, child. Isaac and Kanya, what do you bring to the table? I bet Labo is looking real good right now. I bet she is. I bet she is. Their whole situation, it started off cute. It started off cute. I hated the fact that once he felt like he had her attention, not only did he kind of, put Labo by the wayside, even though he felt on more of a marriage and traditional side, that was probably the kind of woman that he needed. And she was sweet and she was kind. He was all these great attributes. There's just like, yeah, I'm going to go with this one. And it just started off like, okay, because she didn't show all her funkiness right away. It was just like, okay, maybe he can reach a softer side of her. Maybe Ninkanto is with her for something. Maybe, she's one of those, because she did, I have a hard shell to crack. And just like, okay, but maybe he can get beyond the shell and meet this entrepreneur, okay? No. Once she felt like whatever he was putting on was a facade to her, like, if you're not going to drape me every day of our marriage life, tell me that now so I can move on with my life. Once we got past that and we got to arguing about minuscule stuff and the dishes and what do you bring to the table and who's going to wash the dishes, I was like, if you were doing your homework instead of looking at her appearance, something would have told you right off the bat she was never that woman.
Correct.
She was never that woman. It was never, she know cooking, she was never going to do any of that. She was never going to do any of that. Ashley, how did you feel about their situation? It started off like it was going to get somewhere, and it turned into a shipwreck really, really quick.
Well, quiet as it's kept, I think it went somewhere. People aren't talking about it. Yeah. But when they went in that bathroom and he gripped them booty cheeks and had her perched up, it made me feel like more went on than what was said. I know we'll get to Ruth and the bad rap that she got and the scarlet letter, but I'd say she wasn't the only one that some things happened with.
Actually, I thought that too, but I was like, for show purposes, wouldn't they have, shown that if it did happen?
The bathroom door was closed. I would think we'd heard the sounds. I don't know. I don't know. But that was my first thing with them, though, Tyra. That was my first thing. The second thing was her big issue came with him, honey, when she had to go half on them groceries. She said, "Oh, he cannot afford me." She said, yeah, that's not the type of man that I want. And that's when we saw her flip the switch, of course, because he was laying down rose petals. Mm-hmm. She must be, the best thing he's ever had in his life, because he was the royal treatment. I'm taking you out to dinner. I've planned this. I want you to meet my family. Like, it was all of the things. And as soon as with Ruth, baby, when she had to pay for half them groceries, it was over. The facade.
50-50. Who?
Well, I thought Isaac was like, it was more of a test type thing, because you don't want to grocery shop, you don't want to cook, you don't clean, so the least you can do, maybe just go half with me. It's just like, no, well, you ain't gonna go half. You don't cook, you don't clean, girl. What you gonna do? Nothing, because I am the table. I'm not gonna do a damn thing. He just got the wrong one. Kay, how did you feel about this hot mess?
I thought it was hilarious. I thought that's just what you get, because he knew that Lebu wanted to partner up with him for the trial marriage, and he said, "No, I want somebody that I can show off to my friends and family. That's what I want. I know that they're going to watch this show, and I want them to see me with somebody like this."
Disgusting. It's very shallow, very, very, very shallow. And then even that, I was like, Isaac, you're not even the prize.
I know.
You're not even. We oh, I'm trying to use my words. Cute.
I was so glad when he walked off on her. I said, yeah, because I said Isaac ain't with the time like that
No,
all into
I
take
like
ultimate.
that, Ashley. What I did like, well, like she knows who to try. All that energy she had for Nemka, she ain't tried too much of that mess with Isaac.
Oh,
She knew how far she could go because I think Isaac would have got on her level.
I think so too. We saw him kick off them slides later on. We know how.
It would have been all of that. Like I think she knew who to try, but yeah, I did not. Did anybody feel like in the end when he tried to double back to label that it should have been mutual and she should have been like, okay, we can try. Isn't that okay? Good,
She was
good,
right
good,
where he
good.
needed to be. And the fact that she was even planning him a birthday party
Yes,
because she just thought so much
she
of him.
planned something for my birthday. Ruth, you didn't even tell me happy birthday. She was like, how?
Labo said, oh, this tracks. I see what happened here. I'm not surprised.
TG is very, very black in this chat. Black, he ain't got no money. Let me find out you've been watching Sprung. Get that TG. He ain't got no money. He and I think that was also a thing she went because she was all about they were boring. I'm an entrepreneur. Nobody's. I think Isaac had a little change in his pocket, and that's why she opted to go for Isaac. It wasn't nothing about him just being you're the most interesting out of all the men. Girl, please. It
He
was
did have
never
a full
that.
beard that connected though. I'll give Isaac's beard the credit.
Oh yeah, the beard. Isaac is a man. I'll say that. Not my cup of tea, but a man. But as far as like pick of the litter, I just was not getting any of that for you to feel like you needed to leave Lebo in on the ground. Excuse me. Let's see. Ruth said, yes, they were very all over you were naked. Everybody just stopped that naked. I took a shower and I was in the tub. We were naked, but nothing happened. Ashley feels like they got it on somewhere in the back. Because he was gripping them cheeks, child, pretty firm.
And the door closed.
I, I was just waiting, to hear them outside moans. Who is this woman? Hoppo, who is this woman? Now we see the little pivot information of her now being, with child and all those other good things. I do believe the two of them are still together. But aside from that and her being a whole abuser out here, there's this whole history of violence following this woman around, which caused me to like really get into them vetting people before they put them on these shows. Because we don't know. We don't know what could have transpired. Like all of this about her being on the run. The laws looking for this woman. She's assaulting, wanted for stabbing someone, almost taking someone's life. Something's wrong with this woman, and y'all put her on TV. Put her around civilized human beings.
Because she was real mean to that one girl. She was calling her all type of fat
A
ass
fatty
and
boom boom, a
Fatty
goofy
fatty
boom
pum
boom.
pum. Fatty pum pum.
yes.
I put poison with the this desirability spirit. She was so poisoned just at the fact somebody told you you was fine or you were that itch in South Africa and it's gone completely to your head to where you feel like you can be nasty and treat people disrespectfully like they're disposable and just be downright ignorant. She had the right one. I just wish it would have been Ruth because Ruth would have popped her in her shit. I can just feel it. She knew who to run that with. But Ashley, you know a whole lot about this lovely woman here. Were you surprised to find out any of her history and
Yes.
why was all of that present and she was still able to be on this show?
That is I said, what's going on in the comments that I've read, and again, this is alleged. I don't know, honey. I don't know. But it's wild to go on a reality show when there are warrants, active warrants, for you, allegedly, right? But yeah, I mean, when the girl came out who went to elementary school with her and said, when I was 8, she bullied me. People coming out of the woodwork, giving these full think pieces about or their actual personal testimonies with her, like what she did to them, how cruel she was. Like, okay, y'all didn't even look at her Instagram. Y'all didn't look at her socials. Y'all didn't go back. Y'all didn't do anything. You didn't even run an investigation on her background, a background check on this woman.
Terrible.
It's diabolical because honestly, she could have ended up
Hurting
hurting.
someone.
Caesar wasn't gonna fight nobody. You can tell she ain't about that life.
Mm-mm.
Um, that's dangerous to me. And the fact that Nkateko left her there knowing the type of woman that Kanya was it makes me feel like what you said. Oh no, he thrives on this. He
She
likes the
thrives on it.
toxicity. And honestly, I think what triggered her wasn't so much Caesar in and of herself. I think it was she was overcome with jealousy. How could he be touching another woman that looks like her like that when I look how I look? It's very
Ugh.
sick, very twisted. But that's years. That's years of some sort of weird stuff. Kay can probably speak to it, honey. She the therapist, but that's gotta
Okay,
be some.
put that therapy book down on Kenya in this all of this misplaced projecting that she's doing and being a mean girl, also attention seeking. She wants all the focus to constantly be on her. The moment that it's not, she's trying to shame someone or take away. The way she kept interrupting Sis, like it was just disgusting. It's the worst type of female to see. Like, leave, all the yelling, leave, get your fatty pum pum away. You're disgusting. Did you ask my permission? Did you ask my permission to be like, bitch? I can't curse, girl. That really pissed me off. Like that just made me so mad because I think she did that to her because she knew that she could, and she just had this menacing, nasty spirit around her. KY, what's wrong with her?
She's angry. She's really angry, and it ain't that she's not even angry at the people that was part of this reality show. She is angry at a lot of people, and it probably stems from some of her parents and her upbringing, and she's carrying that throughout her life. She is angry, which means she probably covering up low self-esteem. She probably covering up childhood trauma. She probably covering up she was probably bullied. She was probably at one before she came a bully, she was probably bullied. She probably is very self-conscious about her own looks and very insecure. And she just projects that onto everybody else. She projects a lot of her anger and displaces a lot of her anger. She needs help. She don't need a fiance. She need a therapist.
Oh, hello, Dane. See, cancer reality shows, they suck. Hey, Tyra. Hello, Dane. I'm so sorry you can't
Why
get
are
into
you trying to take away our ratchet TV?
it's been around. It's not going anywhere. Let's see. None of these finding love shows are successful. Some of these people do have, from what we can see, have had substantial marriages and relationships, but not every single one of these people are walking away finding love. And a lot of these people, they're not even going to find any love. Like that's just not. Some of these people are going to be seen because there's not a person walking who is not going to know who Kanya is. Like, girl, like, did you want this to be? I just didn't know how she could get on national TV and present herself in this way. Like, and then I think I saw her saying like, I have a strong personality. It's not for everyone. Like, it's like, girl, is that what you're calling this? Is that what you call it?
Her alleged apology that wasn't an apology. I'm sorry you felt that way. I say the things that people only dare to think.
She's not being honest with herself at all.
She's crazy.
She is not being honest with herself.
I thought she was so jealous of Ruth. I thought she was jealous of both of these women, but in that moment of asking Ruth, why, and Ruth is just like, I gave you an answer. I wanted the sex. I did what I did. Just the fact that Ruth was very confident and sound in her decision and what she needed. Oh, it's just like she had to try to take her down a peg and try to attach some hoe on it and make it like it wasn't that. Like, I just wanted somebody to thump her in the middle of her damn forehead.
When you're threatened by other women, it screams that she don't even get along with her own mama.
Oh, Jesus. Because that was my thing. Ruth's situation didn't even concern you, miss.
At all.
You're on your tirade against Caesar, who is the least confrontational person there. You can tell she's got a nervous laughter. She's very like, oh my goodness, oh my gosh, like a delicate flower.
I was just saying, we got to take a moment for that nervous laugh. Because, girl, where did you get that coping skill from?
Sister just existing was just pissing her off.
everything about
What
her.
is
And I'm
so funny? Why are you laughing? She's just shut up. She's so stupid. I was like, oh my god, girl, I'm trying to have a good time. I'm sorry. You're not. What is so funny? He has a fat poom on his back. That's just so like she was just looking. I love the moments in the show of her finding a place of contingent and just going on rambling about it for hours, and they have the time lapse. Like, girl, even Isaac in the dark, like, girl, you gonna take away sleep too? Girl, can you please shut up? Like, she's just a very annoying person. And I just couldn't understand why anybody would want to be with this woman. I don't see it. I don't see it. But if we can, trump everything else with a little beauty, please, you're a nasty person. A loving, caring, concerning gentleman who left me with Kanya. You almost had me. I was almost your friend. I was almost your friend. With all the energy, the nastiness we were getting off of Kanya, I was like, oh, he's getting some peace. SZA's demeanor is completely different. She's, on the softer side. She's quiet. She's more reserved. She's a little mouthy, just, she's not popping off. She's not really into the toxic thing. She's laughing. It's like, oh, she makes me feel young again. And we're laughing. We're having a good time. Like I said, it's giggles and piggyback rides. And it was real lovey-dovey. And then it's just like, I'm going to leave you here with her. I was like, oh, hell no.
Why would you walk her over there and then disappear? It ain't like she said, I'm going to go over there by myself and we're going to talk woman to woman. She was like, yeah, let's go. He's like, yeah, let's go tell her. Yeah, let's go. And the next thing you know, she's standing there by herself. I was like, where the hell is he at?
Yeah.
Why would you? He set her up with that one.
This felt like a whole ploy, this whole situation to flaunt, like, when she was digging into her, which I couldn't stand, Kanye, she was like, oh, he's just with you. If you are having sex, it's just to make me jealous. I'm not giving it to him on a regular. Whatever he's doing with you is to get under my skin. I was like, I don't think she's lying. I don't think she's lying.
Because the public displays affection were over the top. I will say this, when SZA and Kateko were together, I was like, oh, they vibe. Like I said, oh, we're getting a different side of him. He's able to really relax and do this. But then after that night where she's attacked, of course, by Kanye at the girls thing, and then comes back and she tells them about it. She's like, she's mean. She hurt my feelings. He said, well, let's go. We'll go.
Walked off.
Right. You drop her off. And then she comes back and I said, stand up for yourself, sis. But yes, it was to make her jealous. I mean, he's cupping her booty out. He's lifting her up. And she was like, how can you lift her? Shade, right? How can he lift SZA like that?
I was not here for her and that funky ass body shaming. Like, first of all, everybody here was gorgeous, had nice shapes. Like, everybody was just because you were slimmer or had, I guess, you were the body type. Like, is she the standard in South Africa? Am I missing something? Are they going for the Kanyas over the SZAs in South Africa? Is that what's happening? Because I really thought it was reversed. I love that everybody here was thick as hell.
Well, and let's talk about their bodies. They were amazing. Everybody was shapely, well proportioned. Yeah. Like, them girls was giving. Do you hear me? In their little outfits. I said, okay. Yeah. Kanye's just miserable. It was awful to see her shame women like that and put them down. You're slut shaming, you're fat shaming, you're doing anything you can to just be abusive to people, really.
Where he lost me is when she was like, she's so mean. She said, da-da-da-da. It's like, oh my God, what? Like he don't know who he been with. So I cannot, she ain't been whooping on your ass for however long. I cannot believe that. I'm going to confront her.
I can't believe she did that. Yes, you could. You left her there.
Go on my patio. Get on the patio. Get off my balcony. Get off. I was like, he ran away. Standing there like, oh, I can't believe you actually. I've never seen this side of her. You was a lie. You a bald-headed lie. Because that pissed me off.
His own mama was like, no, she be leaving him in deep depression and stuff. I
was rooting for him. I was like, oh, SZA is a weight lifted off of his shoulders. He's living. He can maybe he can see something from another side, another perspective, and leave Kanye where she belongs. No, he did all of this to showboat in her face to lead her into some false security to be comfortable with a damn promise ring, just so she know, I could have under women, right? I could have a SZA if I wanted to. Go and take this promise ring and shut up. That's what this was.
I was deceived. I was bamboozled and I was hoodwinked because honestly, their first couple weeks together, I said, oh, they're going to be together. I did. I was like, oh, that's it. He's going to choose her. There's no way he would go back to Kanye after being with SZA. And then until I saw this moment and I said, oh, diabolical.
Yeah. All it took was for him to leave her. I was like, oh, this is not what I thought it was. This false sense of security. I was over here in my bed like, you left me. You left me. How could you leave me with her? You asshole. Oh, it made me mad. Oh, Nola and Ruth, sex, lies, cowardly behavior, and videotapes. I wanted the sex. Yes, Ruth. I love Ruth.
She said not once, not twice.
She said not right,
not
baby.
Thrice, okay? We was getting it in, not thrice.
Unlimited, infinity. Every chance they got, she was busting it wide open.
This was interesting. I really didn't expect them to go that far so quickly, honestly, because normally on these shows, people, we see it sometimes, but just with them, I was like, nobody's gonna, cross that line and have sex. Like, oh no.
When Ruth said, Tyra and Kay, when Ruth said, yeah, sometimes when me and Isaac do it, I don't feel it. I knew why. I
said, came on there to embarrass that man everywhere, every which way she possibly could.
But I'm like, if we were gonna go for the sex, maybe she thought Lynn did wasn't gonna hit her off nothing, because I we were gonna go in for the sex child. I would have went over there.
Wendy, heck yeah, girl, that was the one.
I don't know. No one looked like he was packing. I don't know. It wasn't giving what it needed to do for me to get my rocks off. Honestly, it just wasn't.
Maybe a step above the one level she was at, wasn't it?
Oh, but Kay, how did you feel about? Because Nola had no shame. It seemed like he came with clear intentions. I felt like with whomever he would have gotten, if they were open to it, he was down, because he does this on the regular outside of the show. The fact that they chose this season to have everybody on this villa in close quarters with each other, and it's just like, hey, what you doing in there? It's like, no shame. Like, we didn't have any consideration. Like, my significant other, ex or not, they're right across the way. Maybe we should. Nola was living his best life.
Period.
Nola was living his best life. If you didn't know anybody, you would have thought that they were really together. And it's like, oh, I finally found what I was looking for. And as long as I don't get caught or she doesn't find out. Kay, did you expect for Nola to be such a coward about saying that we had sex together?
Well, he was only a coward up until the point where everything became messy. Because how you afraid to tell that man in his face, and then you're gonna be like, you know what, never mind, I'm gonna call him and tell him. Messy. Because in his mind, his girlfriend gave him a hall pass. He said, I'm gonna use my hall pass.
And I'm gonna lie about it. And he said, I have to lie. He said, I have to lie about it.
He said, that's what he said. He's like, I can't admit to nothing just so that she could feel better. He gave her that I lied to you to protect you.
Like, oh, you've been having sex? Like, what? Who told you that? I don't know. Ruth said it from her mouth. Oh, hell. Like,
he's like, oh, so she telling on me? Is she telling on me?
Say nothing. I thought we was gonna hold it down until the end of this experiment, and no, it's not that. I guess he wanted all of us found it at the same time on TV. I was like, no, I'm gonna say that. But actually, were you surprised at how he reacted when Labo found out? Because he just acted like he really cares so much about her feelings and hurting her, and oh, I'm sorry, and chasing her down the block, and oh, it was like.
I think, and I don't want to make any generalization, so I won't, but I will say this: his behavior is not it's not an anomaly. I think Labo does come across, and we saw it, right, as a woman who, I'm going to trust my man. He tells me this one thing, I am going to not look at any evidence, and I'm not going to look at anything else. Whatever he tells me is the gospel truth, and I'm gonna stick beside him. That's what Labo gives. I'm gonna stick beside him. Nola, I promise you, he has been doing this repeatedly over and over and over again. He was too comfortable in it, Tyra. He was like, yes, I want to. And what did Ruth say? He came in that one day and she's like, what are we going to do today? He says, oh, we're going to have sex all day, all day, all day. All day. And then Ruth has a heart, woman to woman, and says, Labo, I don't want you to go out bad. I really want you to know what's going on. Maybe so that Labo could have a full experience, right?
I love
and
that.
says, thank you, Ruth. And I loved Labo's response. This was full woman, right?
Yeah.
Thank you, Ruth, for telling me the truth. Now let me go see about him. So when I confront him, Nola is like, well, since you telling our business, Ruth, right? Since after you lied, and yeah, like you said, after you lied in Isaac's face, because I think you were a little scary. He said, I got to lie. I'm gonna lie. I'm gonna lie till it goes down.
Isaac already felt it because he's like, hello, anybody sleep with anybody having sex with, like, you just tell him already. No, you in here snickering and grinning, giving yourself away. No poker face for what's sex? I don't even know what sex is. Oh, I don't even know. Oh, just it was just absolutely terrible. I think I did appreciate the fact that Ruth was honest, but it wasn't like enough to be like, no, I'm still gonna get the sex. I'm gonna be honest with you about it, but I'm still getting my.
I like it.
I'm still getting my needs met, but it wasn't enough for her to be like, technically this is still Labo's man. Let me calm, myself down and just lay down next to Nola. It's like, no, I'm getting the sex.
Yeah, she wasn't gonna stop.
Poor Ruth.
until he messed up, and then she threw his clothes out. But yeah, up until that point, Ruth was like, he could keep getting it. I want you to know the truth, Labo, but he can still get it until Nola flipped the table. Since we telling, I'ma tell. Yeah. And if I was Nola, he should have just went out, with some pride and left Isaac alone, because Isaac looked like he wanted to get down with the get down.
On them elbows. Let's see. Wanted the sex in the red light spatial on TLC tip. They did. They it really did, TG, but it lasted for a little while. It wasn't once, twice, or thrice. They clearly was getting it in multiple times.
It wasn't even that long. Like,
it was very short. I kept speeding up how long they had been together based off of how often they were getting it in. And it was just like, this is our second week together. I am enjoying my second week with Nola. I was like, what, second week? What is happening?
I was trying to do the math.
Let me show y'all some love for those super chats. Remember, you can support us by leaving comments, hitting that like button, as well as showing super chats or giving us some super thanks after the fact. Keep them coming. Let me show y'all some love real fast, and we will be right back.
I'm feeling vibes on vibes. I'm freaking dynamite. I blow your candle lights. You know I'm just that type. No, them no fit kill my vibe. Them no fit kill my vibe. No fit kill. Them no fit kill. Them no fit kill my eyes are set. Follow the stars. Yeah, you shall find her. It's a bad vibe. If you hit your enemies shine. If you not depend on me, enter the light. Cause you can never kill my vibe. But there with no sacrifices. Everything was taken. You had to make it. Vibe killer. Me I no go take shit. Vibe killer.
Thank you guys for that. Thank you for the super chats. Keep them coming. You guys know that we appreciate all of that love over here. But yes, I wanted the sex. Okay. Anything else on Ruth and her whole situation, regardless of, because I can feel a lot, especially when we get into somebody like Kanye trying to shame Ruth for like, oh, that is disgusting. Like, I love that she owned it, and it wasn't like she didn't find any shame in it. So often there is this negative association with just having sex. Like I don't give a damn. I don't really don't care about Nola. This is real cute or whatever, but in this experiment, like I've been lacking, Isaac in his situation. I haven't been getting none on the regular, and what I have been getting, it ain't nothing I wanted. I'm gonna get me some sex right now, and I'm gonna be okay with it. And I need you to not hold any stigma around it. I love the pride she was taking in that. Anything else on Ruth?
Yeah, I think that to be with somebody for 2 years, right? To kind of be ignored, to kind of be put under a bushel, and this man who I guess she found attractive, right? Showed her, you know, some kindness, some warmth. Maybe he had a little bit more going on down there below. Yeah. I mean, she was again, I feel as though Ruth came into this knowing what she was going to do.
Exactly.
I
Very
do.
much so. And I think that's why she chose Nola over Linda, because she was like, you know what? You cute or whatever, but I'm feeling some sexual chemistry. And I feel like soon as we pull the shades down on our little villa, it's gonna be on and popping. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm trying to go over there and do. I'm sorry to that man, but I'm gonna go over here with Nola because he seems to have the same shared interest. But I think she thought he wasn't a coward and they were gonna take, pride in their decision, and this is what we did, and he backed out and left her hanging. It was terrible. It was terrible, but I cannot wait to see. I'm gonna be front row and seeing her at that damn reunion, y'all.
Girl,
Oh,
We're
I can't wait.
We're coming back for the reunion. We're coming
Why
back.
would they make us wait?
Does anybody get to be mad here? Because they were upset. Anybody?
I just think, as far as Isaac, again, that I think is about shame and disrespect more so than it was really about Ruth getting busy with Nola. Nola had just sat in this man's face when they were all trying to be honest in the little bro circle, right? And says, did you smash? No, not yet. I haven't smashed yet. And so I think like you right in my face, my guy. Now I got to cut you. Like that's what I felt. It was just kind of the shame of it. I feel like as far as for Isaac, I felt like he felt disrespected. I don't think it was really about Ruth because I don't think he liked Ruth like that. Really?
Because Lebo walked away altogether, like, this is what we're not going to do. And then you have them getting back together with Isaac, and he's just, I'm sleeping on the couch, and I'm just, girl, I can barely look at you. This is, oh, God, He's just so disgusted, and it just takes so long for him to
overreacting.
Come to terms with you laying down with Nola. Mind you, we here because I ain't been to your house. I'm like, I ain't, and I can only text you. I like it wasn't really that deep for you, Isaac.
Was it fake outrage, y'all? He was just
definitely. It was constant fake outrage. Even when it was the dating, she's smiling and living. She's having too much fun in my face. Like what? She's dating. She's having a good time.
I think he was just jealous because him and Kanye didn't get along like he thought. It was just he was jealous that she had a good time.
That's why I felt like he ain't getting none. Because I felt like if he would have got him some, he would have been chilling. I think the jealousy was on like, you've been over here getting it in and I didn't get none from that witch in the wig I've been shacked up with this whole time. I feel like it was that. If he would have got a little piece of Kanye out, he would have been. You thought he was toting her around on a high horse just because she was the desired one. Oh, please. If he would have got something off of her, you couldn't tell him nothing. He would have popped open that collar and wore an open shirt around that villa. It would have been a whole hot mess. But leaving this travesty here. Instantaneous supportive besties in waiting. They could have kept this. I did appreciate the fact that Aiden was a support system, not only for Label, but you see him kind of be there for Ruth in her moment. You also see him be there for Tabby before they even link up. Like he's there for it. I'm like, we don't need an emotional support dog on the show. We didn't ask for that. We didn't ask for that. We asked for you to partake in an experiment. Them, going on a trip in our favorite rocket ship, zooming through the skies, little Einsteins, peeking through bushes, and spying, and him just kind of giving Nola the side. I like, I don't think he's who he's presented to be. He's lying. Like, oh, poor Label, like she deserves, and him being her rock. I didn't care. Okay, anybody? I didn't care. They could have kept this. I didn't care.
Yeah,
I think he came in clutch. Oh, go ahead, Kay.
that's pretty much what he was. He was just like her support buddy.
I was gonna say he stuck beside her. You know what I'm saying? It was like, Labo, what we doing tonight? We going spying? Okay, I got your back. Are we gonna ride? You know, do I need to get in between you and Nola? I'll keep him at bay. Do you need me to put you on, sis? Because I see right through him, and I'm trying to tell you day before this all happened what he was up to. You didn't want to receive it. I mean, if he had to be there, you know, he did okay, but I'm with you. Why be a part of the process if you're not going to immerse yourself in it?
I had no time for them biding time until they got back to their respectable spouses. Wasting time. Kay, did you care for any of this? I'll take that as a no.
They was not giving that was not a trial marriage. Again, they were just there being buddies, having a little roommate for a little while.
I didn't even think they slept in. Did they sleep in the same bed together at all? Did they even do that?
They did. They said they slept back to back or with pillows or something in between. Because remember when she spied and saw Nola and Ruth holding hands, and he lied about it in her face about what she saw.
Mm-hmm.
When we sleep in the same bed together, we sleep. You know, we're separated and blah blah blah. We don't touch.
I was not here for this, and these were the moments that dragged down the show for me. If it wasn't for Ruth wanting the sex and Kanya being a hot ass mess, this wouldn't have been worth my time, because it would be one thing if it was just them, but then when we turn around and it's Courtney and Genesis also, it's just like, ugh, God, ugh.
Everyone was saying they fast forwarded these people, like they fast forwarded these parts. Like,
I was trying not to, because I was like, what if I miss something? What if they do have a spark? What if it's just like, because after the I think it was yoga or couples yoga or something they were doing, and it was like, oh, I have to have it. This is my first time being this close to Genesis, and it's kind of feeling good. I'm kind of liking this, and it was just nothing after that. I was like, what the hell? Anything on Courtney and Genesis, y'all?
She was more concerned with Kanya and yes, because she was always like, she's bullying him, she's controlling him, she's disrespecting him, she's very rude to him. I can't believe she's with him. Like her 2 cents was all in everybody else's relationship.
She would show on Kanye's head. She's like,
yes, the whole time. But she ain't never say it to her face.
Oh, we weren't gonna do that. We weren't gonna do that. It's confessional. It's confessional time. We're gonna leave it in the confessional. Gonna leave it there. It once again, this was a missed opportunity for us to maybe see, or even for her to see, if Genesis have a job. Maybe you could have got some attributes that you're not getting from your man. It could have been something like the whole thing when they reunited, and she's like, "I missed you. I got you a gift." And it's like, I would have got you something, but I don't have a job.
Lord Jesus.
I would have got you something too, but I don't have a job. I was like, oh God. It just, I was like, are you taking care of him? Like, it wasn't. Why would you want to? No, I was trying to find a silver lining of anybody here that I could be like, you know what? I could see marriage for these people. It was nobody.
I didn't.
It was literally nobody.
I really thought Tabby and Lindile, I thought they could have been real. I felt a genuine connection between these two. Like initially, I was like, oh, I really liked them. I really wish they would have pursued something down the line.
Yeah, I feel like their trial marriage was. I think they took it the most serious out of everybody. Like, yeah. They gave us something like, oh, this could be a make or break. And when they go back to their respective partners, because that man seemed like he was really in his feelings.
That's what I felt like when he went back and told Caesar, "Don't call me baby." Like, don't call me, don't call me that.
Didn't he seem like real hurt that he couldn't see her no more?
They both were fine away. When she brought that little T-shirt, they were like,
child, the gift that kept on giving. This pissed me off because just like with SZA and the rug was pulled from underneath their situation when you left me with her. it was never pulled from underneath their situation. It felt like they had this genuine, connection, and they were taking their time. It felt like they were one of the few couples going through the process and naturally really getting into each other. For what? For what? I literally thought, because with SZA, he makes it clear like he desires marriage. I want children. I want to start a family. I'm looking for some stability, this, that, and the third. And SZA throughout the whole experiment makes it very clear that she is not the person to. I may want that, when I'm 50. I don't want that right now. I just knew he was finna leave her.
I did too. I was hoping, honestly, like not in a bad way, but I just loved their connection. It
These
seems
two
so
was giving
organic.
real chemistry right there.
Yeah.
I just knew he was. It wasn't even a thought. I was like, oh, y'all play with my emotions on this raggedy show. What was all of this for? What was all the gazing, the kissing, the picking up, the hugging, and
I wish I had more time. I wish we had one more day. Just one more day.
This longing, deep connection of them, like, oh, think of me. Oh, I was like, what's this for? I just knew he was going to be with this woman.
I did too. I was so disappointed. I was sorely disappointed. I was like, well, dang, come on, y'all. The only thing that came in my mind was these couples had made pre-arrangements that no matter what happened, they were going to choose each other in the after. Like, that's the only thing that made sense in my mind, because there's no way he should have went back to SZA, especially noting their differences. She didn't want what he wanted right now, and Tabby came in the picture wanting exactly what he wanted, having the most perfect chemistry. I mean, he's squatting her, doing whatever he does, like, come on, guys. It was wild.
Besides, like, because you could tell that he did care about SZA and they were, attracted to one another. But that just felt like that was as far as I really went. I think he liked the type of woman that SZA was. Once again, she's not a Kanye. But I felt like they were meeting each other where they were. Genesis wasn't satisfying her. I thought they were going to get it in. I thought maybe they did get it in.
I feel like they did. They did.
They were mighty close. They were mighty, like.
He says, we were intimate, but yes. I'm like, what is the definition? He says it, but he was just low profile about it. I think they got Bucky naked. I think he tore the walls down. I do. I think he did.
I'm hoping when the reunion comes up, we get some clarification on that, because you can't tell me it just felt like a couple. It felt like they weren't thinking about their significant others. And then when we did get back with them, it felt like we didn't like, oh, if I could just go back, I don't want this to end. I'm enjoying myself so much with you. I'm, starting to really care, and something that could grow into something more. And I'm like, you're rocking with Genesis. Something is, her and Genesis give me best friends. They give best friends to me. Like, we've been friends for this long, and maybe they were besties and something just rolled over and transpired into them being together physically. But this was not giving best friends. She was very attracted to him. Like we said, we think they got it in.
I think the only point of contention they really had is because Nkateko and SZA were out there doing all their public pronouncements of whatever in the courtyard, which everyone could see. And he was getting distracted. Like, why has he got her out here like this? Why is he kissing on her? And I think
the double standard.
Yeah, I think that made Tabby feel away. But that was the only thing, which it could have triggered anyone, I think.
Well, that was all the couples, besides the people who didn't come here, the label, Aiden, Courtney, all Genesis, all the people who, didn't get out of this what they wanted. When they went back to their spouses, everybody was kind of in their feelings, because like, you were doing the exact same thing with your trial marriage that I was doing with mine. Minus the sex, because Ruth wanted the sex. Minus that, most of us were smiling, kikiing, and hugging and touching, and just you can't have a double standard of, you shouldn't be touching my one. I'm touching on her. No, and it's like, oh, you've been out here disrespecting me. Like, what the hell? Just
Ridiculous.
the whole double standard. That was funny, but I thought I thought they had the real thing. I was, child, you bastard. Let me. This made me mad. I was really invested in their situation. I was like, let's get one genuine thing out of this. Ruth, their situation was sex. Isaac and Kanya didn't really go all that far once she realized that it wasn't gonna be diamonds and pearls their whole trial marriage. We got the besties over there that's just hanging out, sleeping in bunk beds and stuff together. I don't know what the hell that was. This is all we had. And then when we get down to the nitty gritty, it wasn't even like in like the confessional or just them reflecting on marriage once they get back with her. It wasn't even like, you know what, I feel this way about this person, but I had this. It was just like, will you marry me? I was like, we ain't even gonna ask nobody else nothing. I didn't understand why we weren't, even maybe thinking about Tabby in that moment, but it just wasn't that. Once we got here, child, I didn't care. Did anyone's proposal or promise ring? Because everybody didn't get a proposal. Some of us got a promise ring. Did you care about anybody's? Anybody?
Let me study the word.
No. Because Kanya got the promise ring. We had Genesis actually get on one knee for Tabby, and she accepted. We have the situation with Ruth and Isaac. I don't even know why. Like, boy, what? Get up! What is this? They separated, and we have Lede and SZA. They do their proposal thing, and she accepts. And of course, we have Courtney and Aiden up there. Yeah, that
the only one I laughed at the promise ring. I thought it was hilarious, and I said,
"He didn't get the promise ring. She gave it back. She said, take it off."
Take it off. And he said, "Well, I want to marry you in a year." And she's like, "Well, okay." And she said, "Same ring?" She's like, "Oh no!" I laughed out loud, and he gets that. He gets what he deserves, whatever he gets at this point. Because why in a million years would this be the stand you decide to take with this wild woman? Why? And as far as Lindile, when he and Tabby meet like the day or two before, it made me think like maybe Lindile and Tabby will choose each other. No, it went.
No.
So no, I don't care about it.
All that gift gate, take the gift back, and I don't know how that's disrespectful to our relationship. You brought him the gift. It just felt like, they gonna end up together. No, didn't even think about it.
You can't tell me you was ready for marriage after you just said you was falling in love with this other girl. How?
Halfway. They made it up for TV.
That's delusional.
Yeah. And if Ruth would have if she would have ever decided to go with Isaac, we would have had to have a real talk with Ruth. So
the fact that there were tears and just heartache, like, we don't want to lose this. I was like, what?
What you lose?
It's parts of a relationship.
So can we talk about the matching pajamas? Y'all went together with what was that? That's the 6 months people, ain't it?
Oh. Mm-hmm. And why does he look like that? See, just Genesis is just, it was just adult. Like,
how you got a whole reel of stuff, y'all?
I wanted to, in the end, I think we were, supposed to root for somebody. I just was like, what I love was just the egg on Kanye's face when he pulled out there, because she was like, oh, this is the moment I've been waiting for, because I'm not doing another December. That's what I'm not doing. I'm not doing another year of this. Put a ring on it. Mind you, they've only been together a year. That's what was killing me. I'm not doing another December. Like, she just was so adamant as if they had, they were the one with 7 years in, and he was, had her holding on by a string. No, you've only been together a dry year. And he's just like, I'm not ready for that type of commitment. But, girl, I can promise you that we'll get there one day. She's like, no, take it off. Take it.
she didn't want to touch it with her other hand. How you going to tell him to take it off?
Kanya is a special person, boy. I hope she's at the reunion. They're saying, she'll never show to the reunion. She better show.
Please. She had to know presenting herself in this way, it was going to be some type of backlash. Like, did she think her beauty would prevail? Like, and nobody was going to notice that she's a witch? Well, I just really don't know. Anybody care about Tabby and Genesis, their situation? It was because you had me looking at Genesis sideways because it's giving, living bestie.
Listen, that's what the people said. I didn't say it. I just was watching and I thought he was dull. That was, I didn't pay him too much attention, if I can be honest. But I mean, that's what the girlies were saying in the comments. It didn't give chemistry. It didn't give attraction. It didn't give I want you. It didn't give any of that. It just felt like he's cheesing all the time. Why you smiling? Why I see all your back teeth? Why are you smiling so much?
I can't give her up without a fight. So getting the matching pajamas was part of the fight.
Yes, not my Tabby with his buff man. I just don't. She has feelings for you. I'm coming to you as a man. She's like the whole little letdown when they both bought the gift, and she's like, and she was acting like that Teddy, but she acted like she found a diamond chip in that bag. It's like, oh, he left me a bear, and they're just reading so much into these gifts, and it just was this unrequited, like, oh. As soon as I can get back to you and get away from this person, I can't and then it wasn't even a afterthought for you to even consider Tabby for marriage. You instantly proposed to SZA, and she accepted.
Can we talk about though? Even his response is questionable, right? After you find out Lindile has been all in Tabby's space, right? It wasn't to me a typical jealous reaction of a man that really was in love with Tabby. You know what I mean? Like. It just didn't give you really cared.
Because I told you he be spacey. It's like he's there, but he's not. It's just like, oh, okay. He brought her a teddy bear. Okay.
No, it was different because with SZA, she's like, take it back. Get that damn shirt up out of here. Don't you dare disrespect my relationship. Me and my man, you had your time. You're gonna come in here with your little funky gift. Get this out of here. She was not at all going for it, but he just was. Maybe she's. See, now I got me thinking she's a beard. I hope she's not a beard.
Well, I don't know. We don't know. We don't know.
Let's get on and wrap this up because this was a travesty. I cannot wait to come back and talk about the reunion because I know it's a hot, funky mess. What are you guys expecting at this reunion?
I hope Nola and Lebu come out because I want to know what happened. Why did you leave the show? Because you brought him on the show. You knew he was gonna act the ass on this show. No, stay and let us see it play out. Why you leave?
She didn't. I've never seen him flirt in my face. Like I can't believe he is flirting in my face. She didn't know that he was just a little flirtatious. She didn't know he was going to be trying to back it up on Ruth as soon as they put their luggage down in that villa.
No, come back. Don't leave now.
I can't wait to see SZA, and I want to see SZA really reflect on how she was handled and disrespected in the show, and I want to hear what Kenya has to say about owning up to how she portrayed herself. Like, what do you have to say? Like, go to the principal's office. Can you explain this disgusting behavior? And I feel like she's going to be just as ornery and disgusting as she is here. And it's just going to be like, if you were offended by anything that happened, I'm sorry for you.
She has to be called to the carpet. I need Caesar to get a backbone. I really need her to address her and the behavior. And I would like to see Kanye apologize, to them. She says that, I apologize behind the scenes. We need a public apology to these ladies that you disrespected. But I also want to know if Lebo is back with Nola because that is word on the street. I want to know where Ruth is at and is she dating and is she happy? And I need Nkateko called on the carpet as well. I want to know with him because honestly, as I looked back at it, maybe he was unfaithful to Kanye in that year. She kept calling him a liar. She kept calling him, all of
lies,
these things.
Lies, and more lies.
Yeah, and I want to know that, and I want to know why he left Caesar, knowing who his woman was, because he knew. He can't deny it. There's nothing to stand behind. So I really need the host to hold their feet to the fire. I need to know.
He was looking like a battered man on TV. I need him to see that.
The violent when she threw the bottle and get out of my room, and he was so comfortable. Like she clearly does this all the time when she doesn't, because he keeps saying, when she doesn't get her way or she feels like whatever, this is what I have to deal with. She's immature and she's this and she's that. but you're still running back to her and thriving in this. And I guess he's holding on to the moments where they're sweet to each other and they're having dinner and, oh, you look so handsome in your suit and da da da. She's a shipwreck, and you are too for staying there with her
and smashing as soon as you got back to her. Like,
Ugh.
Come on. Oh yeah, I'm used to silent treatment. This happens all the time, sir. That's not normal. That's not.
Oh,
That's not a flex.
he at least thought it was. But taking this out of here, who's geared up for us to return for the reunion? Who's down?
We got to talk about
Now,
it.
I feel like he's gonna be really
Aiden
good.
better have a job by now.
I don't think they're gonna tell us that.
Her daddy
No.
said, "Listen, son, I need to make sure that you are like, do you have a job? Do you have a prospect? Like, before you marry my daughter, I need to know that you're working."
I'm hoping that they address all of, because normally, well, some of the times, because a lot of things will be said online, and then they'll get into these reunions and kind of mow around what everybody's saying. Like, no, bring them up, bring everything up, bring everything up, and have them kind of answer everything. I can't wait to do that, but I am down to come back for the reunion. When the reunion drops, I'll probably be going live the day of, or the following night, y'all. We need to talk about that. I feel like it's gonna be real intriguing and intense. We're gonna have to get that one out. I don't care what y'all doing. Drop everything. Come on. Immediately drop everything and come on here. But this has been just absolutely awesome. This show was a hot mess. It's one of them, those shows you can't look away from, because it's just like, oh my goodness, like I just feel like we've had our. I wouldn't hate y'all if y'all went back to South Africa a second time, because clearly it's where it's at. It's where the mess is. Go over there again. Bring us some new contestants. Bring us an interracial couple who's down to mingle. I don't want to see no more besties. I don't want to see no more bunk bed action. I don't want to see none of that. I don't want to see that. Bring some people who are willing to interact and partake in this experiment. And some people, I want people to like push it. Like, this supposed to be my husband. Ashley, if you were on the show, would you sleep with your trial husband?
Well, here's the thing. I don't know if I would do that, but I will say this. If you were going to, first of all, I would never be on this show because I think it's diabolical work. The whole premise of the show is insane to me. But if I were going to be on the show, I would have to be open and vulnerable to the process. So if you got with this person and you connected and that's your husband, that's your husband. You should at least be giving it your full effort, whether you take it to that place or not.
Yes.
I think both parties give that permission when you sign on. They say, "Oh, okay, you're single now. Like, you're sure." And you got to be ready for that. And you can't get mad about it. Just be honest up front in the beginning,
Absolutely. Kay, would you sleep with your trial husband?
Again, like Ashley said, first of all, y'all not gonna embarrass me on public television like this. First of all, I'm not gonna embarrass myself.
Hypothetical.
But if his name was Michael B. Jordan, then probably yes.
Oh my gosh.
I'm laying with my trial husband, okay? I need to know what I'm getting, just in case you try to hop across the pond and walk over that lake and tell me you want us to try this relationship and you left your little ex or whatever. This could be an Isaac situation. I don't have time to be being unfulfilled sexually, okay? I need to know what I'm getting, okay? Sleep with the man. Drop all of that. When we need all them boundaries. I was just wondering. But yeah, I love how y'all would never be called dead on the show. I wouldn't either, but if I was, I'm sleeping with my trial husband. Just know that, okay? Not the first week, maybe like a going away sexual thing. We've been rocking this whole month in this place, and I'm living my fantasy in here. Let's some going away sex, just so I have something to think about and revert to, just in case you pick me. But not in the first week. I feel like that's too early. But getting into these lovely channels that you guys have and the things that you have coming up. Kay, I am going to give you the space first to let people know what you have going on and where they can find you.
Hey, calling all nerd people. This is the place you want to be. Please go hit that subscribe button, the Fifth Wall YouTube channel. You're going to get horror. You're going to get sci-fi. You're going to get comic book stuff, new movies, throwback movies. We do superheroes, comic book stuff, If you are a nerd, a blurred, a geek, this is the place where you need to be. I don't know why you're not here yet. Come over here for all the superhero fans and the Halloween fanatics. I got you covered. I just dropped a mini review of the movie Sting. Go check it out if you have not watched that. We got reviews for Abigail, Late Night with the Devil, X-Men, Interview with the Vampire, The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live. I'm going to need y'all to come on over here and check us out. If you like horror and comic books, yeah, we probably got something for you.
Absolutely. Get over there. Don't waste any time. Get your blurred ass over there. Go over there and support Kay and everything that she is trying to do. We would love for Kay to get to 500 subs before the week is out. Don't be cute. Get on over there and support my girl, please. She works hard for the money. So
That's
you better
right.
feel right. Let me bring you on up here, Miss Thing. Reviewing everything. Y'all listen to this plethora of items she got coming up, all these delectables. Go ahead, Ashley.
So, hey, you guys. And Tyra, thank you for having me as well. This was so fun. And thank you for putting me on this show, honey. Because if you want to see my review of the Ultimatum South Africa, that is on the channel as well. But going forward, on Monday night, we will have final predictions for this week's episode of The Shy. I will have uploads up tomorrow for Under the Bridge, The Big Cigar from Apple TV, and Bridgerton. Okay. Next Tuesday, don't forget to meet us here on Tyra's channel for Interview with the Vampire. And then Wednesday, part 4 in the series, Power Book 2, Ghost, as we prepare for season 4. And that's what I got, y'all. It's a lot. And there'll probably be more as the week. So just come on over.
Not there'll probably be more, Ashley. Crazy. Ashley has a plethora of content over there. She works hard also. Please go over there and support her. This is what her channel looks like. And everybody's link is always in the chat of these videos, always in the description box. So run over there and do that. Let me read this last comment because Fatal the Collector said that this is a beautiful panel. No disrespect. Thank you.
We appreciate you.
Thank you so much. We put on our glasses, one ear at a time. Like all the other people. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. We do. But once again, you guys, this has been great. Remember to leave a comment down there in the chat. Not just here, down there below, and hit that like button and share it with somebody else who might be watching, this show, and they can get into the things with us. We will be returning Tuesday night. With Lestat in them. Don't miss that. Interview with the Vampire, getting into the second episode. Don't try to come back late and be cute. You need to be here on time on Tuesday. It's going to be amazing. Like, I hate people are sleeping on the show because I keep asking people, ain't nobody watching. Nobody's watching it. The show is amazing. You guys, please go and check out. It's on AMC. Interview with the Vampire. We just did episode 1. We are getting into episode 2 this Tuesday. You still have time to catch up. Come on over here and join us. It's going to be amazing. Don't miss it. It's making me upset. It really is. But anything else, ladies, before we get out of here?
That was it. Just can't wait for the reunion. I'll see you guys Friday then.
Most definitely. Good night, y'all.
Okay.
Must